Guys, and welcome to SteveKnows. Today we're doing things as a throwback to how this channel started with its VR news. So don't be thrown off if you're new to this channel, this is just a bit of fun. So we have lots to go over today, such as tech, games, interesting tidbits, and one of the best VR events of the year to get pumped for so many new games. So enough chin wagging, let's get started. So let's start this off with an accessory I think a few of us would be very interested in for the Metaverse, so we can hang out in a social setting in titles such as Rec Room and VR Chat, which can have some really awesome virtual parties actually. You could even enjoy a comedy gig, which Alex VR has been raving on about for so long, where you can enjoy stand-up, and it feels like because of the power of VR, the presence that you have, it's like you're actually at a gig and it's really funny. But in real life, in these scenarios, you would have a beer in hand. So Boggy Inc. have dropped a patent for an accessory for your Quest controller that has an attachment to fit in a bottled beverage. So you can now have that awkward standing there holding a beer in VR. But you have to be careful not to fling your arms around whilst holding the beer, because otherwise it's going to be all over the ceiling, all over the walls, and all over the floor, when it should be in your belly. I find this idea quite amusing and novel, and it would make a great Secret Santa gift. Or if you're watching sport with friends in VR, in like big screen, a big sporting event, but you're across the world from each other, because we're increasingly having friends that are cross-region. Look at me talking about people as if they're game compatibility. Now a touch on the PlayStation VR. So at GDC, Sony held an exclusive developer PlayStation VR 2 demo, and some information had come out about the PlayStation VR 2 headset, reported on by Michael Kicks from Android Central, and it's a topic of interest because it was around performance boost with foveated rendering on the PlayStation VR 2. So the headset has eye tracking, we already know this, and this is going to enable foveated rendering at the point where the player is looking instead of at the central point. So when we're looking around with our eyes, it's not as high quality around the edges, only in the middle. So using foveated rendering, they often see a 250% performance boost when using the standard foveated rendering. So that was without eye tracking. When you add eye tracking, they see a boost of 360%, which will allow devs to squeeze more visually demanding titles out of the PlayStation 5. Alchemy Labs saw a frame time whilst using dynamic shadows and lighting, going from 33.2 milliseconds to 14. They also revealed that the eye tracking can pick up more than just where we're looking, which is kind of scary when you get to think about the future of eye tracking. It can look at gaze position and rotation, pupil dilation, and blink states. Now that data can be collected and used on you as marketing gold. So knowing what stimulates a person, what game design is more attractive, when you're stressed out, when you're bored, this opens up tons of possibilities, and also kind of worrying when you give this information to I think the biggest advertising company in the world. Meta. Oh, sorry. A hot topic at the moment in the VR space is Wendys. I don't think we have this in the United Kingdom, but we do have a meta version, which I think that should be the official term for things that are in the metaverse. Copyrights by Steve, then Facebook could buy me out and then I can just retire. So this is a virtual Wendys store in Horizon Worlds that is shaped like a burger. And if you go to the Wendys, there's going to be some hidden Easter eggs that apparently if you find them, you'll get vouchers for real food at the restaurant. These are tough times right now in the UK. We could use one of those over here because this is only available in the USA and Canada. Although this is just a bit of fun, this is some kind of insight in what we expect the metaverse to be like, because we've seen McDonald's allude to something very similar. We've seen major banks invest in this metaverse concept. We've seen concept videos from big players in the XR space and what they believe this to be. But we remain the judges. Don't forget that as consumers, we judge. They come up with the ideas and we will judge. We are like Simon Cowell. I see us having virtual stores where we can order food, go shopping, go to the gym even and take a class together. I'll never have to leave the house again. They say SPF, use that to stay youthful. Well, no sun would be even more effective. Metaverse, sponsored by Insert Skincare Corp. Another sad one, we saw the boot up of the Oculus logo turn into the Meta logo, and now Japan have just posted on Twitter the new packaging for the Quest 2. It now says Meta on it instead of Oculus. It's the same design, but the logo and the name has changed in the corner. It also seems the headset, the middle bit where it normally says Oculus, now has the Meta logo engraved in it instead. So if you're picking up a new headset soon, it may not be an Oculus Quest, it might be a Meta Quest. So grab while stocks last if you want the original Oculus Quest. It could be a collector's item one day. You never know. Maybe you just don't want that logo on your headset. It may matter to you. Now, a new game is coming at the end of March, which you may have seen some gameplay already on YouTube. It's the next installment from the Warplanes title World War I Fighters that was one of the best dogfighting flight simulations on Quest. It's really good if you've not played it. So this one is called Warplanes Battles Over the Pacific. which is inspired by key moments in big plane flights in multiple wars throughout history. So it should have a single campaign and a PvP mode and a cooperative mode available too, plenty of content to enjoy. But this is initially going to be released on App Lab and early access on Steam, which of course, but the game on the Quest anyway looks really good for a Quest title. It definitely deserves a spot on a must-play list, and it's a nice alternative flight sim for someone who's enjoying Ultra Wings, which is a bit more animated, I suppose, family-friendly. This one's a bit more gritty, and you can get some insight into those nasty moments throughout human history. Touching, but fun game also. So a study now, I just want to gloss over this because you may see this study and it may scare you in a sense, because the headline is very misleading and it could induce worldwide panic. I read it like, oh damn, and then I started reading it. So this new study in VR is stating that VR induced mild symptoms of derealization and depersonalization. So the feelings of being out of reality and out of oneself in layman's, and we can go off the rails here panicking over our kids and ourselves, but this study, if you read into it, states that this only happens immediately after playing virtual reality, and this is also experienced from playing traditional games. And as VR veterans, we know taking off the headset after a long play session, you are a little like, okay, adjusting to the real world because you're so incredibly immersed in the other one. You're like, oh, back to reality, oh, there goes gravity. So the study, to me, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not so convinced. If you've come across this, you may feel differently, so please comment down below your take on it. To me, it seems like publishing a study that says coffee is hottest when poured immediately, but it's still drinkable. Moving on to Beat Saber update now. More Beat Saber song packs have just dropped, and you have to pay for these ones, sadly. We did get a free pack previously, but this one's a paid for one. The inner emotional teenager in me is very excited for the Fall Out Boy song pack. It has a new environment that is staged like a concert and has pyrotechnics firing up in the air as if I'm performing at Wembley. But the songs chosen, it may split the audience, because Fall Out Boy, they've been around for quite a long time, so they have a varying star from when they were concepted, when they debuted, to now being quite a popular rock band that I think some of the original fans may not be enjoying as much. So the tunes are Centuries, Thanks for the Memories, minus the vowels of course, so Thanks for the Moves. This Ain't a Scene, it's an arms race. Love the music video of that tune, actually. It's really good if you haven't seen it. We have Immortals, we have My Songs, Know What You Did in the Dark, which is also called Light 'Em Up, so you may know the second name instead. We have I Don't Care, we have Dance Dance, another fantastic music video, and Irresistible. And as I just said, if you're an original Fall Out Boy OG fan, you may be thinking, where the heck is Sugar We're Going Down? Well, it's not there, so this is available now on online Oculus retailers, may cause original fans upset, terms and conditions apply. Cloudhead Games, the developers of Pistol Whip, have made some interesting announcements that should get you quite excited. They recently celebrated their 9th anniversary as a company, congratulations guys, and they have dropped a couple of lovely nuggets, and the first is Pistol Whip mod support. They have said that we have heard you loud and clear, modding support is something that the team wants to do as much as the community. But the game's mapping makes things a little more complex to traditional rhythm games like Beat Saber. The mapping that you experience in that game is very different to what you experience in Pistol Whip. So they are creating tools to ease this process. So as well as mod support, they're also adding something called contracts. So if you've played Hitman, you'll know what this is all about. You have a nice little inkling. But these will basically be objective-based missions that would be time critical as well, that add a different feel to the game instead of just running through these scenes that are laid out before you. So that's a nice additional content. They're often free updates as well. So thank you, Cloudhead Games. But not only that, where I'm really interested is the studio said they are working on a AAA VR title that they consider next gen. But we hear that a lot. But from such an established studio with a great style and a great game underneath them, it's a bit more interesting. So they are expanding the team to make this happen. So what game would you like to see? I'd love to see something that is obviously a first-person shooter like John Wick. Stick to what they know and do it well. Make an immersive single-player story-driven shooter with an online multiplayer shooter as well with mod support. And now Zuck has dropped the news. The gaming showcase is upon us on the 20th of April. So that's 420. I feel like I've been waiting for this event to happen for a decade. Finally, it is coming. Well, we can see all the games that are going to be coming out in the next year or two. And we're in a game drought right now, so I feel like I need this. I'm hoping for a showcase of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, perhaps some other projects that Vertigo are working on from the studio that brought us games like Metro, Saints Row, and Dead Island. And we're already seeing tons of developers on Twitter revealing coming soon titles such as Tripwire, Shell Games, Vertigo, just to name a few. And there's tons of updates coming as well. So I will be streaming this event. Please stick around and we can hang out and chat some shiz about it. I'm just so excited to see what games are to come because VR needs it. We got a new intake of players and they're waiting to know, what games can I play? Although there is a fantastic back library. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please comment down below and all that jazz. Please consider subscribing. Enjoy your week. Happy gaming. Good day.